Months ago, we thought it was gonna be between 400 and 500 US dollars. So now it has been revealed that it's gonna be 450, right? So what's the drama? I mean, sure, it's a high price. It's $50 less than PlayStation 5. Maybe those fixed $50 are what's causing the drama. Because, to be honest, $400 is what most people were expecting the Switch 2 to cost, right? But $50 is $50. It may not be much for you people living in first world countries, but it is a lot of money for other countries. It is a lot of money in Mexico. $50 is the equivalent of 1,000 Mexican pesos. And boy, you can pay with that money a lot of things. So those $50, those 50 extra bucks, that's what's causing the problem. I believe the drama. And another thing is that, well, the problem with the Switch 2, we already discussed this already, is that it's a console that's not really a brand new console. It pretty much feels like a Switch Pro. You know, like PlayStation 3 Pro, or 4 Pro. 4, right? It was 4. PS4, vanilla, PS4 Pro. So this Switch 2, we already talked about this again. It doesn't really feel like a brand new Nintendo console. It's just the Switch Pro. They just call it a Switch 2 instead of calling it something else. You know, it was kind of like 3DS, new 3DS. I don't know. Imagine a Nintendo 64, well, different GameCube 2. But no, they called it the Wii back then because the Wii was like entirely different, right? But this is Switch 2. So it doesn't really feel like a new console that should cost $450. I get it. So there's dramas about that? Okay. The tariffs are gonna make it more expensive. The games are gonna be $80. Oh wow. And wasn't Mario Kart 2 World or something? Mario Kart World? Isn't that gonna cost like $100? In El Salvador, Switch 2 is gonna cost like $700. Same here in Mexico. I mean, not 7, but it's in here. It's at least gonna be $500 at the very least here in Mexico. We're still part of North America, luckily, you know, but it's gonna be like $550 here in Mexico. I'm pretty sure. So the price is stupid. The price of the games are stupid. Oh, Mario Kart is also $80. Okay. Plus a million DLCs that people are gonna pay. Yeah. You know what my problem is with a lot of people? That they make these fucking dramas and they end up buying the console, buying the games. I don't understand people, man. They go out there and bitch about the price and make these dramas, you know, and those are the very same people who end up buying the console and paying for those fucking prices. Buying those fucking games. So, what a beautiful, logical world we live in. What's my opinion on the Switch Nintendo Direct? I didn't watch it. You wanna know why I don't give a shit? Because all I did was fast forward to see what were the games being announced, and the large majority of the games announced were like the same fucking games they had already announced. New games? Okay, Bravely Default Remaster or Remake, or I don't even know. I'll be honest, that's great news for a lot of you who are fans of the game. I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of the Bravely series. I'm not a fan of Bravely Default in the 3DS. Never finished it. I got to that part. I don't know. I got bored with the game. You know, I got bored. I've talked about it. Maybe someday I'll dedicate a full video review to it. Maybe when the remake comes out, if there's a demo, I can put both versions together. I don't know. I'll do something, you know, maybe. But that's a game that made me, I mean, I got bored and I dumped it about 8 or 9 hours in. And then I found out that you get to a point where you gotta repeat all dungeons. It's like a loop. And I was like, oh, hell no, thank God I ditched this game, you know? So, oh, it's being remade or remastered. Or great. You know, and it's a Square Enix game, so you can expect political alterations to the dialogue and lines or some censorship, you know? But in the trailer, I just want to point out that Agnes looks very sexy, as she should. And then the new Souls game. So it's Bloodborne 2. I forget the name, like Death Dusk. What was the fucking name? You guys know me. I don't give a shit. I'm sure that's a huge fucking deal. I know that, you know. Oh, a new From Software Souls game, you know. That's great. Dusk Blood. Thank you. That's wow, right? But you guys know me. No one's gonna ask me about that because you know me. I'm not a fan of From Software. I'm not a fan of the Souls games. You know, I like some Souls-like games, like Code Vein and others, but the main series, the Souls, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Sekiro, Elden Ring, I don't really care. So, but anyway, if you're a fan of From Software, good for you, a new Souls game. Congratulations. And what else? Mario Kart, Donkey Kong. They're gonna sell to you the Zelda games once again, because obviously these are the Switch 2 versions, and when the Switch 3 comes out, people are gonna buy the same fucking 2 games again, because now they're gonna be in 4K finally. Because these are the ones that are going to be 1080p 60 frames per second. When the Switch 3 comes out in 10 years or less, Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom 4K edition. Buy them, please. Nintendo. Go Nintendo, go woke Nintendo. The woke people hate capitalism, and all Nintendo does is capitalize on all games and sell you the same games again. And people are, oh, Nintendo is so woke. Sure, it is. If you have the Switch version, you can upgrade for $10-15. So they're gonna charge you for upgrading to wow, Nintendo. Holy shit, we thought PlayStation was like the worst fucking thing ever, and then Microsoft with Xbox, and now Nintendo joins in to be insulted by the entire world. They don't give a shit. People are gonna buy their console and they're gonna make millions of dollars. They don't give a shit. That's why companies don't give a shit, because people have become so fucking stupid that they're going to buy their products no matter what. They don't care. Insult them all you want. They don't give a shit. They're gonna sell a lot.